What's going on, guys? I know it's been a while. I've been trying to get some stuff done. I also had another video, funny story. I had another video I was gonna upload. Um, Somehow I deleted the whole video. So for like an hour, I tried to get this video back so I could upload it to YouTube. It didn't work. I'm just a car doctor and I couldn't figure out how to get it back. It wasn't in my recycling bin. I know some of you are thinking that, but yeah, that video's gone. So all that work, trash. And then just now I had started another video. I got some wood cut, glued up, all that good stuff. I went to go put it through my planer. It was too wide. So I trimmed it down a hair, trimmed too much off, and it's gonna mess with my pattern. So this was gonna be the board and I was gonna cut it up again. Had to scrap that idea. I guess this one's gonna be mine now. I was making this for a customer and they said whatever design. So I mean, I'm sure I could have used it, but I had a design in mind and it's not gonna work, so I'm starting over. So instead of that, I cut up some walnut and cherry, and we're gonna use this to make a chevron board. I would like, instead of using cherry, I would like to use maple to give like that better contrast between the colors of like the walnut and the maple, but I don't have any more left. I've only got like a foot. I need more than that, so we're gonna try with the cherry. So I'm still going out on a limb here. I don't know how this is gonna turn out, but we're gonna give it a shot. So I've got these cut down to length. I just ran them all through the joiner. So I'm gonna cut them all to 1-inch strips, and then we'll glue them up. Let's get to it. I've made a few changes. I was gonna use cherry, but I was at work. I was close to where I get wood from, so I picked up some maple and I picked up some padauk just to give it a little bit more color, some vibrant stuff in there. So I cut up the strips of maple. We got those in there. We got the padauk in there. It's been through the planer. It's already glued up. Now I need to figure out what angle I want all my cuts to be. So I'm thinking like a 35 or 45 degree angle cut. So to go up here, which is why I also glue these up like this to minimize the waste. So we'll cut this at an angle, get it on the table saw, run it through, and then we'll have all our strips that we can glue up again. Gluing up, it gets old. Anyway, that's where we're at now. I was putting it through the planer and I kept tripping the breakers, so that took me a while to get done, but we're finally to this point. This is what she looks like. I was gonna cut it on the chop saw, but it's the cut's not, it's too big for the chop saw. All right, long story short, I didn't want to cut halfway through, flip it over, cut it again, so I'm gonna do it on the table saw. But before I cut it on the table saw, I'm gonna take my speed square and forgot what I was saying mid-sentence. I'm gonna take my speed square to measure. Let me just show you. So when I glued it up, I glued them up kind of staggered. I didn't measure this, I just kind of glued them up like this to reduce the amount of waste. So I'm gonna measure what this angle is to get, you know, all a nice clean cut, you know, across this whole thing. And then from there, that's how I'll get my angle. So using my speed square, if you don't know how to use these, you butt it up against the little lip that's on here, and then you twist it out. So, whoops, keep that pivot point still. So this will be a 15 degree cut all the way up to an 80 degree cut. So let's put it here. So if I want to get all my cuts 35 degrees. Draw my line. There we have it, a 35 degree cut. So I didn't know which angle I was gonna do. I was gonna do a 45, but that was gonna take off a bit too much material. So I'll set, you know, I don't even know what this stuff is called. I just know how to use it. I'll set this this thing here to 35 degrees. Don't judge me, guys. All right. Learn how to do all this on YouTube. All right, so we're right at 35. Why didn't you guys tell me I put that on the wrong side? There we go. All right, that looks good. Now we'll get this cut, and this will be our angle to get all the rest of them cut. So, funny thing happened. Well, one of these broke, which doesn't really matter. But anytime I have one of them that breaks, I always like to see where it broke, just to see, you know, if it broke at my glue point or if the actual wood broke. In this one, you can see there's still Paduke glued to the walnut. So it wasn't my glue joint, the wood itself, it broke right there when I was pushing them off. I don't have an outfeed table, so they just fell on the floor and it broke. That's not the funny part. The funny part is I wanted to add this Paduke to make it more vibrant, and it essentially messed up the entire board. So there's 4 pieces here, 3 pieces here, but because there's not like another piece of walnut down here or something, when I flip them, we get this pattern. It's not what I was going for, but I guess it's where we're at now. So yeah, lesson learned for next time. Keep it simple. That's what I get for trying to be extra. So let's get these things lined up, at least see what this new design is gonna look like. Thankfully, I'm able to do whatever with this design. Man, I definitely have to make this board again. Yeah, what a struggle. Look, I can't even line these up the right way. Maybe I did mess this up. Hold on. I finally got everything figured out. I had to take a minute off camera to figure this out. Looks cool, yes, but there's one dilemma. It's still not, it's not as long as I needed it, and it's wider than what I wanted, so I'm gonna have to use the other cutting board that I made before. I'll just use that one, because I was gonna put a handle on this cutting board, but it's not long enough. I like them to be about 2 feet, so I can get a handle on it and you still have, you know, a good space to cut. This one's at like 16. And then I like them 12 inches wide, and this one is 14, so there's that. So I did have somebody else that wanted a cutting board. They wanted a square one with feet, so looks like this is the design they're getting. And man, this has been interesting. So yeah, as you guys can see, things don't always go as smooth as it looks in the videos, but I don't mind showing you that I struggle sometimes too. just finished sanding the cutting board down right here. I didn't want to bore you guys with all the sanding. You've seen me sand like 100 times before. I went from actually I had to start from 80 because this thing's too big to go through my planer, and it's also too wide for the joiner. So I had no other way to like, you know, get it flat. I had glue spots and stuff like that. So I had to start at 80, went to 100, 120, 180, 220, 320. Man, right when I was cutting, the pizza showed up. I'm a fat kid at heart, guys. I'm gonna run this in the house. All right, I say that all the time. The juice groove is done. Got it sanded as best as I could. I re-sanded the whole thing 320 one more time on both sides, even though I've already done it twice. I just kind of wanted to get everything nice and smooth. I water popped it, then did 320. Then I wiped the whole thing down with a rag. So it's my favorite part, all the hard work. Now we're gonna see what the end result is. Come a little closer. So my cuts weren't completely even whenever we initially, you know, started cutting all these the pattern, and you can tell, you know, the glue's dried up in there, and now it's like really obvious. But it's my first time doing this pattern. It's not 100%, but you know, it's decent. And then there's one more spot. Right here. See if you guys can see this. Right in this little corner, the router just a hair, it went out of whack for a second. I can see it, I know it's there. And then it burned a little bit in this corner, you know. So there's small things that, it's not 100%, but I do like it. It looks good. Let's get all this mineral oil off of here with our squeegee. Working at the car wash. Then we'll let this one sit overnight, let all that mineral oil soak into it, and that will be it. Here it is, all finished up. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was a pretty interesting journey. I think I changed the design up like twice, or at least I changed I can't even talk today. I changed the design once, and I changed out the wood once. So, like I said, I hope you do okay. Table saw's moving. I'm struggling, guys. Look, in between this video and the next video, I'll try and make sure it's not like 2 months in between videos. We've still had a couple subscribers, you know, so I appreciate that. And everybody that stuck around in between, like, I guess my absence, you know, a little hiatus. So I'll try and get better about uploading videos. I'll try not to delete videos. I'll start clearing my hard drive after I upload videos. So appreciate you guys watching. And hey, let me know if you want one of these. See ya.